Resident Evil 4.
"1998. I'll never forget it. It was the year when those grisly murders occurred in the Arklay Mountains. Soon after, the news was out to the whole world, revealing that it was the fault of a secret viral experiment conducted by the international pharmaceutical enterprise, Umbrella. The virus broke out in a nearby mountain community, Raccoon City, and hit the peaceful little town with a devastating blow crippling its very foundation. Not taking any chances, the President of the United States ordered a contingency plan to sterilize Raccoon City. With the whole affair gone public, the United States government issued an indefinite suspension of business decree to Umbrella. Soon its stock prices crashed, and for all intents and purposes, Umbrella was finished. Six years have passed since that horrendous incident. I received special training via a secret organization working under the direct control of the president. I was to assume the responsibility of protecting the new president's family.
Coño, why am I the one who always gets the short end of the stick?
You, who are you really? Come on and tell us. You are a long way from home, cowboy. You have my sympathies.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice. Anyway, you know what this is all about. My assignment is to search for the president's missing daughter.
What? All by yourself?
I'm sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.
Oh, you crazy American. It's a direct order from the chief himself. I tell you, it's no picnic.
I'm counting on you guys. It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted. That's the ultimate reason I'm in this lonely and rural part of Europe. According to our intelligence, there's reliable information about a sighting of a girl that looks very similar to the president's daughter. Apparently, she's being withheld by some unidentified group of people. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission?
It's freezing. So cold all of a sudden. Must be my imagination. Sorry it took so long.
Just up ahead is the village.
I'll go and have a look around.
Yeah, we'll stay and watch the car. Don't want to get any parking tickets.
Right. Parking tickets.
Good luck.
Jeez. Who are these guys?
Did you say something?
Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this mission.
Loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older. So the subject's name's Ashley Graham, right?
That's right. She's the daughter of the president. So try to behave yourself, okay?
Whoever this group is, they sure picked the wrong girl to kidnap.
I'll try to find some more information on my end as well.
Good. Talk to you later. Leon out.
Welcome to this walkthrough for Resident Evil 4. First, you want to shoot the crows, the one on the left first, and then the one on the right. If you shoot the one on the right, then the left one is going to fly away, and you have to make a pretty fast twitch aim in order to hit it. This walkthrough is intended for first-time players or newbies for Resident Evil 4. Of course, this game came out over 15 years ago, so this is pretty late to the party. However, if you just want to enjoy and see some new gameplay that's very average, then join me for the ride. I'm going to be doing a professional walkthrough here with the weapons: the Punisher, the shotgun, the bolt-action rifle, the TMP, and the Killer 7 mag.
Excuse me. Sir? I was wondering if you might recognize a girl in this photograph.
¿Qué carajo estás haciendo aquí? ¡Lárgate, cabrón!
Sorry to have bothered you.
Freeze! I said freeze!
You want to shoot him in the knee or in the face. A knee is an easier target. You get 2 different stun animations if you shoot them.
Is everything okay?
There was a hostile local. I had no choice but to neutralize him. There are still others surrounding the area.
Get out of there and head toward the village. Take whatever measures necessary to save the subject.
Understood.
So the first thing you want to do is go upstairs and get the handgun ammo. If you ever played the demo of this way back in the day, most likely you tend to jump out this window. This is not where you want to jump out. You'll get absolutely shish kebabbed from these 3 villagers down beneath. What you want to do is go back downstairs and go out the side entrance to where the box was that we initially got. And that way it lines you up for all these guys to come in a straight line. As I was saying, there's 2 different types of stuns in this game, at least for enemy types. The villagers have a facial stun, like this one, and then the drop knee one. The facial stun will allow a roundhouse kick, which has the chance to decapitate, as well as doing more damage to the enemy. The knee one is more of a thrust rib kick, and it really launches the backward and can help do crowd control, but doesn't do nearly as much damage because it's much easier to kind of drop someone to their knee rather than shoot them in the face. As I was saying, I'm going to be doing this run through with the Punisher, the shotgun, maybe the riot gun depending on how I feel, and the bolt action, the Killer 7, and the TMP. So this is my favorite layout. I really enjoy using those weapons. I do not like the Red 9, which I'll get into later when it comes up. But this is going to be a good kind of average walkthrough. Again, shoot the crows, left on the one first, and the one on the right. You want to rescue that dog because he'll come in handy later. There are booby traps between the trees. There's some dynamite as well as some bear traps. If you walk straight in between the trees, you should be able to avoid the bear traps and just go straight up above. There's going to be 3 guys here. The first one I just took care of. It was very simple. The next 2 are kind of around this corner. After this house, you want to go in, get everything. The goal for this first section is to kind of prepare yourself for the trial by fire tutorial, which is the village sequence, which is coming up very soon. So that was an example of the thrust kick mechanic, and here's another one. I was able to actually kick the guy on the ground there, so he kind of went away, and I was a bit confused. But just knife that guy, save ammo when you can. Those guys are not necessarily in the game. You can't actually shoot them, they just try to run off. There'll be one more Ganado here in the house. What you want to do is just give him a quick love tap with your gun through the window, wait for him to come out, and then finish him off as he gets here. Now we're coming up to the village. This sequence can be particularly difficult if you're not used to mechanics yet.
Leon, how you holding up?
Bad question, Hunnigan.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sending you a playing manual. Hope you find it useful.
I'll take a look at it, thanks.
I died several times during this sequence, which I cut out. I was experimenting with different routes to try and find the cleanest take, and that's the one that you see here. So you want to go a bit to the left, that way you avoid being sandwiched by all the Ganados in the middle of the village. There's going to be this box up here on the left. This contains a red herb. This will always drop here, and what you want to do is get that. Now, if you want to go for the all-out strat, which is what I'm doing here, is you run to this back gate, and there's actually a chainsaw already spawned here. The left guy will rush at you, and what you want to do is be able to shoot them, but then run around them to the end. You kind of have to weave through death there, and what you want to do is you're going to grab your grenade from the throw it down, get most of them. This will spawn new ones coming in from what I call the right side of where you spawned at this entire. This chainsaw should take about 2 full clips to completely empty, and he'll drop a ruby, which is worth 10,000 pesetas. This is really good to get this money early on because we definitely want to max out our equipment as much as we can just for it to be useful. This can be a bit difficult. What you want to do is make your way back to the house. This will trigger a new sequence within this village.
Why are these people? What are they planning? Chainsaw. Shit. Son of a...
So it's important to note that in this part, there's several ways to go about it, but you need to exit up the top of the house. You want to grab those handguns, break barrels, get whatever they drop, and then go straight up and grab the shotgun on the wall. Now, the biggest difficulty surrounding the village is just maintain your accuracy, just be patient and let the enemies come to you. Go to this chimney and grab the handgun bullets. There also is an egg on the top right there on that chimney that I didn't grab. But if you ever need some more health, you can go for it. As I was saying, the biggest difficulty with this is not necessarily the amount of enemies, although it teaches you trial by fire about how to do spacing and crowd control. The thing that's going to kill you the most is by far your reload time, which is extremely slow in this early portion of the game. You don't have many big clip sizes, and this being on professional, the enemies do take a bit more damage, and they're very aggressive. I should mention exactly what professional is. Resident Evil 4 was one of the first games to have an internal kind of difficulty meter that happened from like 1 to 10, depending on how many times you were being hit, or how well you were doing by accuracy, or just health. The internal AI would change to adapt, so at a higher level, they would do more damage, their patterns would increase, they would aggressively kind of go at you, whereas on the lower ones they would be a bit more tranquil and only come at you at slight sudden bursts. But with the professional difficulty, this internal limiter is kind of removed, and I think it's the most accurate way to kind of demonstrate just the full challenge of the game, even though on normal you may not have enemies as aggressive as these ones. So what you want to do is, again, go into the village house and be able to go to that steel door.
Oh, la campana. Es hora de rezar. Tenemos que irnos. Lord Sattler.
Where's everyone going? Bingo? Hunnigan, I have some bad news. I've confirmed the body of an officer. Something's happened to the people here.
Leon, you need to get out of there. Look for a tower and follow the trail near it.
Got it.
As I was saying, you want to go to that steel door on the right. One of the important things about that steel door is, as you demonstrated, that the chainsaw will not break that door, while the wood doors around the village will be broken. And that means they can just kind of storm right in without having to go through the animation of either opening the door or chopping it down. That steel door, it becomes extremely invaluable for just kind of pigeonholing the Ganados to that corridor and being able to kind of get them through. Next thing you want to do after this part is over is you just want to run around and get whatever boxes are there. It's important to note that future on in the walkthrough you will be coming back to this area and the boxes will magically be repaired, but they don't often drop the same stuff. This one up here is a yellow herb. If you've played Resident Evil before, you may be familiar with red herbs, green herbs, and blue herbs. There's no blue herbs in Resident Evil 4, there's no poison status, but there are yellow herbs. And what yellow herbs do is increase your lifespan. So if you see the dial on the bottom right on your health, there's that little maximal mark. And what that maximum mark does is it will increase when you have a yellow herb. Want to go on that rooftop and get the spinel. That's an always drop. Other than that, just kind of run around and just get the boxes. You want to leave through the gate up where the first chainsaw or defender was. The church right now is blocked by the insignia, and that's going to be the primary part of chapter 1, is getting to the church, finding Ashley, and eventually getting the insignia back. This is the first area where you have these blue medallions. These are just little trinkets that you can shoot, and you'll get stereo. And you'll be able to get a gun from the merchant if you haven't. And the gun you're gonna get is the Punisher. If you shoot all 15 medallions, then you'll end up with a free power upgrade. When you get the weapon for free. That might not make much sense because we have yet to get to the merchant to explain the mechanics of upgrading weapons, but that's what you get from just that little mini quest. You have the option to save here. Unlike other Resident Evils, Resident Evil 4 was the first one in the series to have a kind of checkpoint system, where if you die, you're going to get respawned either at the beginning of like a loading screen or a different area. There are also are typewriters if you ever need to save your game to take a quick break before the end of a chapter. Some of them can go on pretty long, but there's no limit, unlike the other ones where there was limited ribbons to be able to save. Shoot down the wood and get the pearl pendant. If you don't, then the pearl pendant becomes dirty and it becomes less valuable when you sell it to the merchant. Just checking my map to make sure I have all the correct medallions.
¡Detrás de ti, imbécil!
So it's important to note that when you're fighting villagers who have sickles that can throw them, you tend to want to run to the opposite side of their dominant hand. So that guy was throwing the sickle with his left, and so I went towards my left. It's really hard for the sickles to cross, but it's much easier for them to kind of be hit if you go towards their dominant side. Jumping off this side passage down here, you'll find your first beer stein. It's always going to be in this box. It's the first of the combination treasures that you're going to find throughout the game. The combination treasures are basically, if you have various parts and you're able to put them together, they're worth a lot more to the merchant when you sell them later. One of the things you can do in this area is chase the chickens around to get eggs. So not many people know this, but there actually are these two guys up here, and these are not necessarily the guys that do the boulder. In all my years of playing the game, I think this maybe was an unused area of being able to go across the top just to be able to get there. But you get absolutely nothing for killing those guys. It's just kind of for fun. The boulders themselves can be pretty tricky for newcomers. Resident Evil 4 was the first of the series to have QuickTime events instead of QuickTime choices as opposed to Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Luckily, there's only a couple boulders throughout the entire run, but don't be perturbed if you die on them multiple times. They can be a bit finicky in terms of how much you need to button mash and the correct combination timing. This guy's going to run around to the back, and most of these Ganados have dynamite. What you want to do is kind of run to the side, avoid the bear traps. There are some on the ground that can get you stuck and just blown straight to smithereens. I got a bit lucky here with the Ganados kind of lighting the torch and being able to shoot the dynamite. As you can see there, you can shoot the dynamite out of the air. I recommend not kind of chasing for them. They tend to arc in a line that falls upon your default shoulder level of shooting your gun, and that's the best way to kind of hit them out of the air. Luckily, Leon is less perturbed by the dynamite and can defend himself unless it's almost at point blank range, while it just kind of blows everyone else away. You see that bird's nest? That's very easy to miss, but if you get that, you get the red cat's eye. The cat's eyes are these different jewels that will go into your beer stein, but we still need to collect 2 more before we'll be able to sell it. And we're not going to be able to sell it until way later in the village, so just kind of hold on to it for now, and don't worry about it.
Little rough, don't you think? You're not like them?
No. You?
Okay, I have only one very important question. Do you got a smoke?
Got gum.
Perfect. The big cheese.
What?
And that's the end of chapter 1-1.
Feeble humans, let us give you our power. Soon, you will become unable to resist this intoxicating power.
Hey, wake up.
Yay. Crawl out of one hole and into another.
You want to tell me what's going on here?
Americano, see? Now what brings a bloke like you to this part of the world? Oh, hey, easy, whoever you are.
Name's Leon. Came here looking for this girl. Seen her?
What, are you supposed to be a cop or something? Nah, you don't look the type.
Maybe.
Okay, let me guess. She's the president's daughter?
That's too good for a guess. Want to start explaining?
Psychic powers. Nah, just kidding with you, amigo. I overheard one of the villagers talking something about the president's daughter in the church.
And who might you be?
Me llamo Luis Serra. I used to be a cop in Madrid. But now I'm just a good-for-nothing guy who happens to be quite a ladies' man.
Why'd you quit?
Phew, policia. You put your life on the line. Nobody really appreciates you enough for it. Being a hero isn't what it's cracked up to be anymore.
Used to be a cop myself. Only for a day, though.
I thought I was bad.
Somehow I managed to get myself involved with the incident in Raccoon City on my first day in the force.
That is the incident with the viral outbreak, right? I think I might have seen a sample of the virus in a lab at the department.
Hey boy, I'm not dying.
Do something, cop!
After you. Now!
It's Leon. Sorry I couldn't get in touch sooner, but I was a bit tied up.
You're okay, right?
I'm fine. There was a male civilian held captive. According to him, Ashley's in a church somewhere.
What happened to him?
He managed to escape.
Do you have a fix on the location of that church?
No, but apparently there's a secret passage in the village that leads there. I'm heading back to the village.